there, it's Chloe, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to be doing this paint by number set, which I got in a charity shop for only £2, which in my opinion is not actually a really bad price. So let's get this thing opened up and see what we've got inside. Okay, so first impressions aren't that bad. I mean, I was not expecting that amount of paint, but here we go. So here we've got the canvas, the reference and the paints. This definitely took me a few days to finish this, but it was definitely worth it for the end result. And the first thing I noticed when doing this was that the paint was dry, which is absolutely great. So I found a tip online that if you buy flow aids, it actually helps the paint from getting dry and makes it more wet, which actually really surprised me. And it also helped out a lot, because where's I going to get like an extra 12 paints from to finish this off? Like, how is I going to mix up all of those colours for it? So definitely, if you have a problem like this, I really recommend getting flow aids, or even I found out Clear Gesso does this as well. Also, I thought whilst you're watching me paint this, I would just give you some maybe little tips and tricks in case you're going to do paint by number and you want some little help guides. Then here's some tips that I found out that may help you. Also, if you like arts and crafts, then make sure to check out my channel for more of it. Anyways, the first tip we'll start with is that you should always start by painting the bigger spaces and just make your way up to the smaller ones, which, as you can see in this video, I did not do that because I usually do it by number order, because that's just the type of person I am. Like, I'll start by painting the 1 areas and the 2 areas and 3 and so on. But this is definitely the method that it said in the back of the box to do. So if you want to maybe start with an easy plan, then start with the bigger areas first. Another tip I also found out is if you want to blend your colours, then just get a little bit of water and mix them together and you'll have a nice blended effect. I didn't really do that because the reference image didn't really have blended parts in it. This is kind of an option, not really a tip, but once you've finished your whole entire paint by number, you can add little small details to it, like little lines and strokes to make it, more stand out and give it that cool effect. If you also want to start it a completely different way, then you can also start your paint from the top of the image down to the very bottom. Another thing you can get, which is pretty much the best option in my opinion, is to get a frame for your canvas when you're finished with the paint by number, which I actually still need to get one for mine, so that's definitely a tip for myself as well. If you are somebody who also has got like watery type of paint, then make sure to give it plenty of coats so you don't see the numbers peeking through, because I've had to do it quite a few times and it really did help a lot. Also, another thing I found out, which again I did not do this in the video, is to get a white pencil or a white marker and scribble out the numbers before you start painting on the area, which again I do think that's actually a really good option. And also, one of the main things about doing any type of paint by number is to not rush. You're not like on a time scale or a timeline or anything, it's free, it's meant to relax you. So yeah, just enjoy the time that you have by doing your paint by number. Also, if any of you have suggestions for doing these, then please let me know in the comments below. I found out is it doesn't really matter if you kind of go outside the lines a bit, because at the end it still looks really good. Another tip to use is to use a damp wet cloth when you're finished with using the paint on the canvas. I used a tissue or paper, but they do say it's best to use wet damp cloth for this, because it means you can just damp off the brush when you're finished and just move on to the next colour very quickly. So maybe I should have looked at that tip before doing this, but you learn these things as you go along. Another thing to note is if you're a beginner, the best thing they say is to start in a very small area of your painting and then you can gradually make your way towards the bigger areas. I don't know if you could tell at this point, but I pretty much do not follow most of these tips and I just came up with my own way of doing things, which kind of makes me want to, wish I did these now, because the more that I look at these, the more easy and simple they'd probably be to help me with this type of painting that I did. This also makes me want to do more of these paint by numbers. This was a really relaxing thing to do. I would really recommend getting one of these for yourself, because this one I literally found in a Thrift Store and when I saw it I was like, wait, how did this get here? Crazy. As you can see, this is pretty much me at the halfway point with doing this paint by number. It took me about 5 to 4 days to finish this, but I'm really happy how it turns out. This was a tip that I used, but if you just want to use it then go straight ahead, because it was pretty helpful. But if you have white or black spots in your canvas that you do have to paint in, you can also use a paint marker, which is what I went for, because usually when I do those type of colours, I usually got lines because I'm a really messy artist. You can see for yourself. Another tip that I also found out for this video is if you're going to start painting, always paint with the lightest colour. So the 3 tips I would say: paint in small areas, start at the very top and paint for light colour. But pretty much there's no order to do a paint by number, and if you don't want to use any tips then go right ahead, because I didn't use any of them. You just do it your own way pretty much, you don't have to go by any instructions. It might also just be me, but I feel like it's very satisfying when like you're doing the last number and you fill in all the last little gaps of your paint by number. I just find that so satisfying to watch. My paint by number kit came with 3 paintbrushes, but if you do want to use your own then go right ahead, because I started with mine at the beginning but then I just went with the ones that they gave me. It's up to you though if you want to do it or not, but now I'm here colouring with the marker, which really helps out a lot with those last bits to fill in. Also, if you find anything like this in your thrift store or even charity store, like types of art kits or paint by numbers or canvases, then buy them and give them a go. Here is the final result. I mean, first impressions you're like, whoa, did I really paint that? I'm really glad with how this turned out, and hopefully these tips that I've gave you will help you with any of your paint by number drawings you have, or you just want to finish off. But thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!